Hello, everyone. My guest today is Kevin Zicherman. He helps digital agencies and MSPs innovate to increase profitability by reselling guest Wi-Fi marketing solutions. Kevin is the CEO of MyWifiNetworks, the leading white label Wi-Fi platform with social data capture, visitor metrics, and marketing automation. Kevin, you ready to take us to the top?
I am. How are you, Nathan?
I am doing well. So last time you were on the show, man, it's been too long. I think it was April of 2019. You told me you were sitting about 400 customers, had just cracked about $1 million in ARR, and I love the use case. A Wi-Fi at a coffee shop so that when I check in and sit down to work, they capture my email.
Absolutely. And things were great, as you know. And then all of a sudden, come March, everything imploded. And I can actually dive into that. So things were rocking. We were doing really well. We were actually slated to be on track for 1.4 this year into January. Things were rocking, New Year's Eve, party, great. Let's look forward to the new decade. And then March 16th, literally.
It's on my right there. You're good. Sorry about that, Kevin. We'll edit that out. Keep going.
Yeah, cool. I was waiting until he's
Yeah, no, keep. I'm here, by the way, just to give you context, I'm here in LA for tech executives and we rented this place. And so we're sharing cars and stuff. So I had my car keys on his table.
All good, yeah.
Yeah, so pick back up there.
Yeah, so everything was great. New Year's Eve hit, 2020, new decade, big high hopes and everything. And we were on track to do about 1.4. And then, COVID, we started hearing some, whispers about some pandemic happening. And we didn't think too much of it, to be honest, until March 16th. And I should have actually shared a chart here, but it was literally like, you'd think a bomb went off or something, God forbid, right? Like it literally, like all the traffic went down 86%, just like that. And this is not just North America, this is global. We have installations in over 52 countries. And we saw just a massive drop in overall Wi-Fi usage. Naturally, our Wi-Fi installations are in public spaces where guests gather and dwell, and that was almost illegal in most cases, in most countries. So, we got hit pretty hard, and that has a ripple effect in our business because we don't sell directly to that end user. We don't sell to that coffee shop or restaurant. We sell to the MSP or the digital agency that services that restaurant. So naturally, the domino effect happens where hey, they don't get paid. They come to us, hey, do we have to pay our bills? And, we were nice and we extended, 3 months for a lot of clients, extended 50% off for 6 months in many cases. Our churn shot up to about 20, we lost about 30% of our revenue alongside our everything else. I think that's kind of standard in the industry. We were lucky to maintain a lot of that. We actually pivoted indirectly to do a lot of work with the Cleveland Clinic, a lot of different, medical offices that remained open that had traffic, unfortunately. But we were able to not only offer great data, but also presence analytics, contact tracing. So a lot of new applications for Wi-Fi marketing. That's not so much, the old world is no longer the current world. So we also had to change our product a little bit and how we apply it.
So give us an update on the numbers and let's dive more into that backstory, Cleveland Clinic, et cetera. So how many customers do you still have today on the platform actively paying?
So we have about 300 resellers. We lost about 25% of our overall base. Naturally, because we're a month to month in a lot of our products, people can easily drop off and come back. The vast majority of everybody that's canceled has said, we love your platform. We're going to come back as soon as our clients can reopen their doors. And we're seeing that happen slowly. So
300 customers there. And are you still charging the $240 a month on average?
That's dropped a bit to about $220. But in fact, hidden in those numbers are two major deals that we've managed to work on during COVID. Everybody thinks COVID's, terrible, and obviously it is. But, a lot of small businesses had to close their doors, couldn't operate. But the bigger companies were still operating, and you had marketing departments scrambling, figuring out, hey, how are we going to generate data? How are we going to survive? And so we've actually found.
Let's dive into that in a second. I want to capture the full just COVID impact first before talking about sort of how you pivoted. So pre-COVID, you had grown to about 400 customers and a 1.2-ish million run rate, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Post-COVID, and you had 400 customers. Post-COVID or during COVID, you lose about a quarter of those. So you have 300 customers. And just in case you missed your first episode, define a customer for us.
So a customer is a digital agency or a managed service provider that typically has anywhere between 10 to 50 locations that they manage. So they resell our software. It's white label. So they've slapped their own brand on it and then service their clients with a Wi-Fi marketing solution.
Is there hardware you're selling them as well or no?
There is sometimes hardware that we offer. It's a low cost hardware to get our foot in the door, and then obviously have those with the monthly fees. We service that. We offer it. Actually, I have one just over here. So, it looks like this. It's a really small device, and we give these to agencies that don't know how Wi-Fi marketing works. But the vast majority of our applications are on existing networks like Cisco or Aruba networks or Meraki. Cisco Meraki is a big partner of ours, and we layer on top of that existing hardware. So again, depending on the install, but we do have our own hardware as an element of our.
Can you just hold that up real quick? So what does what does that cost you to make?
So our cost of this is 20 landed. Okay. And we sell it for 39. So we don't really make a big margin on this, but what this allows us to do is give this to an agency, a traditional social media marketing agency that is obviously having a really hard time capturing clients and capturing revenue nowadays. So we tell this agency, you need to pivot, you need to get your foot in the door, take one of these devices, simply plug it in. We have it's USB powered, plug it into the internet, or even tether it with your phone. It'll take the data and broadcast a guest Wi-Fi network at that location. And every guest that comes into that location, you can capture their data. So we're telling a lot of digital agencies now, if you've never heard about Wi-Fi marketing, you don't even know where it starts, join our Wi-Fi Marketing Academy. We'll teach you everything you need to know about how to sell Wi-Fi marketing, how it works. We have these devices for 39, shipped to your door, free shipping, where you can take this and upsell it right away to a client, even give it away for free to your local business client to get them to trust you by generating that data. And what quickly happens is when they drop this in, they start generating big email lists, Facebook retargeting lists. That's gold right now, especially with knowing your customer.
How many total emails, like how many devices, your own devices, do you have out in the wild right now?
We have about 15,000 of our own devices in the wild, and we layer on top of, I would say, our network of other devices is greater than that.
And over the past year, how many emails have been captured across all your customers?
Over 50 million.
50?
50.
So that's
not only email. It's sorry to interrupt, but it's MAC address of the device itself, its gender, birthday, a lot of other demographic information, specifically MAC address, because that's trackable and assigned to now a Facebook profile in some cases. So that's very valuable to other companies that would look at that. And to be honest, we're not monetizing that data at all right now.
Why? Yeah, so obviously you're selling that cookie data to people and you're getting, retargeting and pixeled and et cetera. You're not doing any of that right now. Why not?
No, we're building the library for it. Our focus is 100% on selling to the resellers and having them market there. And, for us, it's all about focus. We're a small team. We're lean, bootstrapped.
How many on the team?
We have about 11 now. So we downsized a bit, but we were replacing a lot of our customer support, to be honest. Like the lift on net new clients has not been there. So we've actually strengthened our development team, and we brought on 2 more developers to help.
How many engineers?
8 now.
Oh, you have 8 engineers. Okay, well, so there's only 4 people on the team basically that are not engineers.
Correct.
Yeah, you said you're at 11 or 12?
Now we're at 11.
11, yeah. So 8 engineers, 3 that are not engineers. Interesting. Okay, so this makes sense. 15,000 in the wild, 50 million emails sort of captured. So last question here before I talk about how you pivoted the business and the new customers you're selling to post-COVID. Why sell the device at any markup? I mean, if you want to get most market share, why not sell it at your cost of goods sold? Why build in $19 there of spread?
Absolutely, because we offer it for free shit. It's free shipping. It's all in. It's literally 39 as you go. We're not in this to make money. To be honest, we don't really sell these. The majority of our clients they buy one of these and they're like, okay, I get how it works. And they go out and they use Datto or Aruba or Cisco Meraki or a more powerful device. This device is great for 15 simultaneous users. It's pocket size. It's great to take into your meeting, tether to your phone and show a client how it works. It's not necessarily the device you want to plug into your restaurant.
Yeah, but you've sold 15. There's 15,000 of these in the wild. That's 50 per the 300 customers you have. This isn't like a one-time thing. People are using a ton of these.
Yes, they are. But the power of it is really limited in application. So you're using this for a kiosk, for a mobile application. So even somebody who's installing air conditioning unit and they're parking their car in the driveway, you can actually just broadcast a network. So we have a lot of different applications where people are using this. We actually are provisioning a new device, so it's much more powerful. It's designed to be that pure plug and play. And we are, to be honest, through COVID, our mantra has always been through the reseller, channel partner specific, exclusive. We're about to launch a product called Social Guest, and this is going directly to that restaurant, not with this device, but with a much more powerful device. And
doesn't that turn off all your 300 channel partners right now if you start going direct to their customers?
I think it's going to be more of an inbound play. It's not necessarily their customers. We work with partners that have their own customer bases all over the world. This is more of like an inbound play on that. It's a good point, but to be honest, at the end of the day, we also have to generate money where it makes sense. And if a lot of partners and resellers are out there, selling this directly, there's no reason why we can't as well in a different way. I think the way that we would sell it is very much turnkey, really simple, generate emails, send a couple emails, be very, very straightforward. Our platform, the reason it's so powerful, it integrates with a lot of third-party tools like HubSpot, Infusionsoft. It's really an open platform. So the agencies that can really make the most amount of money are the ones that go in there, they tinker, they set up, the Zapier extended integrations. That's not what our product would do. Our product would be the simple turnkey. It would very much compete with ZenReach and Yelp Wi-Fi, whereas our partners are winning business because they're differentiating themselves with a more strategic custom approach versus a turnkey Wi-Fi marketing play.
Got it. So 300 customers each paying $220 per month right now. These are mainly agencies, design agencies, etc. That's pure software revenue, correct? $220 a month each?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So you're about $66,000 a month right now in revenue?
Yeah, it's dropped a lot, but we're getting back there.
I've seen worse. So it dropped from about $96,000. You lost about $30,000 a month in MRR because of COVID. Yeah. Right. Okay. So talk me through the pivot. How are you trying to recover that cash?
So at the end of the day, like our product hasn't changed. We're still going forward, but the messaging has changed. I think the whole sales process, the whole world has changed, right? So at the end of the day, we're very much selling this to the same markets that we used to sell it to, but with more urgency. So we're about to launch an entirely new academy where it's really designed to all these digital marketing agencies that are unfortunately had to declare bankruptcy or not having clients. They're figuring out what to do right now. So our product is that door. It's the foot in the door. It's the most important thing for them to do. And the message is, you got to reach out to your local brick and mortar clients. First of all, check how they are, check how their family and friends are doing. Like make sure that, that's number one in this world. It's people got to be healthy and happy. Beyond that, it's saying, hey, I have a way to help generate data. Once you open your doors, you got to treat this as a grand reopening. This is not like just another Monday morning. This is, we're past, if you're in stage 2, I'm not sure where it is and where you are now, but stage 2, stage 3, when the doors start reopening and businesses start welcoming customers again, the customers walking into those doors for the first time are the best customers. I mean, everybody has their own opinion on the pandemic, but people who are going to a steakhouse to sit down and have a steak are, in essence, risking their lives to eat that steak. And you got to know exactly who that guest is, what's their name, gender, birthday, email, to reach out to them personally via SMS or email, but also to take that to Facebook audiences and find similar people to John, let's say, who comes in to eat that steak. Because if businesses don't do that, they're going to die. And if they don't build that list right now, in case there's a shutdown or a wave 2, they need to be able to communicate with the people that came to their business when they reopened. Mm-hmm. So that message right there is.
But you're not selling that message. The design agencies that you sell to are selling that message. So what does your sales pitch sound like to the agencies?
The agency is, you got to pivot your business. You got to figure out, you got to rejuvenate and reinvigorate your agency. Chances are you lost a ton of your clients. This is a new foot in the door strategy to get you in to generate new business, to show value to clients.
But how though, Kevin? That's where I'm a little confused, right? You're basically saying, hey, COVID has shut everything down. Hey, agency is taking a big hit. I have a new thing for you to make money. You install it in physical locations to track foot traffic, which is exactly opposite the effect COVID. All agencies are moving and doing more and more online, obviously, today. I don't get the sales pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, think about the brick and mortar business. They're paying rent, right? So it's either they're going to keep paying rent for a reason, or they're going to go online only. So we're helping
out of business.
Or out of business, correct. But the ones that want to stay in business and that do have a brick and mortar location need to understand that foot traffic is hyper valuable. It's what differentiates them between the online retailer. The experience of walking into a store and maybe not touching, but looking at a product, building an affinity towards a product is something that an online store will try to mimic with IR, AR. It's not going to happen. It's not ever going to be the same, right?
You have to convince the design agency that when they have an hour with the restaurant owner, that they should build in your pitch to the restaurant owner. I'm just saying, of all the things that they could pitch to the restaurant owner, this Wi-Fi solution would be, in my opinion, the last thing that they would try and sell them. Consider it's the hardest sale right now, considering all the other digital things they could sell them.
I would highly disagree, because if you're a restaurant looking to generate like in-person traffic, it's either you're going to give up or you're going to try to make them play, right? I think if you go to a restaurant, it's not the only thing. I think at the end of the day, this is sold as a package. It's not Wi-Fi marketing standalone. It never is. Wi-Fi marketing is really that foot in the door to help you generate the data. The data helps you build the loyalty. So for example, we are working with like Grade Us as a review management platform. They have a back-end funnel. The issue with most review management platforms that operate on brick and mortar locations is that, how do we get people into the funnel? the whole process could be awesome. You could build a great loyalty program, but it's ultimately down to as many people that are in that loyalty program. So you have, bars, restaurants. It's just a small piece of our clients. We have like major amusement parks that went live in Europe. As soon as they went open, they're like, okay, we now need to understand who our guests are. We have Airbnbs running this. When they have people staying at their locations, you got to understand who your guests are, not only from a compliance standpoint and contact tracing, but also I want to build a list of tourists, right? So it's just I don't want you to limit the
keep going.
That was valuable with restaurants.
Keep going. What other customers? Those are valuable. What other sorts of customers are you working with?
So any auto shops, anywhere car dealers right now. Like somebody walks into a car dealership, you kind of still have to do that to buy a car. And while you're there, you want to be able to generate data anywhere that there's a brick and mortar location. So I think I 100% agree with you. The last 5 months has been online only. But now that things open up again and that people are out and visiting physical locations, that is now hyper important. And if that's not important for the business, then they should just close down shop and go online only. But there's a lot of experiences that you need to be there to live the product.
Has the loss in revenue cut? Last time you told me you were profitable, you were printing, I think you said about $20,000-$30,000 a month in profits. Are you now at around break even, or are you still profitable?
We're on the cusp of break even. We're spending a little bit more money now to invest in our development and infrastructure. We've had about 4 different takeout offers during COVID as well, I should mention. So not the valuations I want to be, because the multiple in revenue is not where I want it to be.
What was the best multiple you got?
I got 7.5.
Okay. And why do you feel like that wasn't a good valuation?
I think it was a good valuation, but my revenue was not where I want it to be. And we're doing all that revenue. We're doing about 700 now on the hit with no sales team. So I want to build a sales team. I want to grow that revenue, and then I'll take the 7.5 on that.
Yes, 7.5 multiple at where you're saying, that's a $5.4 million offer on a company that has shrunk 30% over the past 3 months. And you said no.
Yeah, we're highly under indexed. I think the potential of this product is amazing. And every CEO is going to think that their product's amazing, but I know our position. And I know when we find our clients, how it works. Everything's been inbound. We've done it with no sales team. I very much delayed on that sales team because it's for me, the mentality of the product's never ready has been a thing. But now that I know the product's ready, it's prime time. We're about to launch, I can't really talk about the deal, but a major hardware deal that's slated to have us in about 300,000 businesses next year, tier 1 ISP style. So we're growing fast. We have a lot of potential, I think.
No, you're not, but you're not growing fast, Kevin. You're not growing fast. You've shrunk 30% over the past 6 months.
Well, I think so. Correct myself. We shrunk, so has everybody else, but our trajectory now is growing, pending the 30%, we still have a very high trajectory.
I'm just surprised if that was a clean $5.4 million all cash upfront offer. I'm surprised you didn't take it.
I want more for this business. I worked pretty hard for it. And I think we're highly under indexed. We don't do very much marketing. We don't do any sales. And I think that once we do that, I'll be back on your show and telling you that I got at least 20.
Was it not a clean offer?
It was clean. I could walk in 60 days.
And it was all cash up front?
Yeah.
Sounds interesting. And so are you the sole decision maker? Do you have any co-founders?
No.
Got it. So you own 100%
I own 100% of it. And yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, I might look back at this and be like, whatever, but I believe in the product. I believe in the technology, and I believe in the market. I think that when, like I said, I'll gladly come back on your show and tell you how we took this pivot and how we built the sales team and we're scaled it to international regions like Brazil, Southeast Asia, East Africa. We have a lot of traction in those areas right now. And if there's anything COVID has done, it's like, hurry up and wait. I've done countless sales calls in the last 3 to 4 months where these are big MSPs. They got thousands of locations that they service, and everyone's like, we're sold. We're just waiting for everything to be back to normal. And, everyone's still waiting. So that's also why I say that, we got people lined up at the starting point line, and we're just waiting for the gun to go off.
Very good. Well, we'll see what happens. Let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, favorite business book.
Favorite business book. I would have to say it's tough. 4-hour work week still, because I have to implement more of what the outsourcing in that.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
Still Elon Musk, man. He's done some pretty amazing things. I'm looking forward to the brain hookup later this week.
Number 3, is there an online tool that you're using aggressively to build a company?
Slack. I hate email. I'm all about Slack internally.
Number 4, how many hours of sleep are you getting every night?
Aiming for 7. I almost get it.
Okay, good. And situation, married, single, kids?
Married with 2 kids.
2 kiddos. How old are you?
I am turning 40 this year.
40. Congratulations. That'll be exciting. Big 40. Last question. What do you wish you knew when you were 20?
Start a business earlier. Same old thing. Yeah, work for yourself.
Guys, there you have it. MyWifiNetworks. They give local brick and mortar shops a way to capture data, a lot of data on their foot traffic, which you could argue, at least Kevin argues, is more valuable in today's day and age. The company was doing about $96,000 a month in revenue pre-COVID. They dropped a little bit down to about $65,000, $66,000 a month post-COVID, but they've got a lot of big deals lined up. They are bootstrapped. He owns 100% of the company. He recently turned down a 5.4, or we'll call it a 7.5x multiple on current revenue in terms of selling the company, because he sees a lot of promise with the deals he's got lined up when things start to reopen. We will see what happens. 15,000 of his sort of data capturing units, his little Wi-Fi hotspots out there in the wild. Kevin, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers. They try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company, or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them, and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.